Just play it in PPT mode.
Yes. Respected jury panel, fellow participants and organizers, a very good afternoon and a warm welcome to the presentation from FACT. I am representing the Fertilizers and Chemicals Travancore Limited. It's a fertilizer PSU, CPSC, under the Ministry of Chemicals and Fertilizers, and we are located in Kerala. Of course, we are two companies right now. Just previous to me, one organization from Kerala was there. So here in this session, we would like to showcase the performance of FACT, the story of how we improved our performance during the year 1920 and turned around from continued losses to operating profit. We are presenting this as our project turnaround of FACT under the leadership of our CMD, Sri Kishore Rungta. Of course, these are the basic details about FACT. We are a very old company incorporated in 1943 and started production in 1947 with ammonium sulfate as one of the first products. We became a PSU in 1960 and Government of India became the major shareholder in 1962. We have two production units, both located in Kerala, Kochi, under the name Udyogamandal and Ambalamedu. We also have a consultancy wing called under the name FEDO and a fabrication wing under the name FEW, Fact Engineering Works. Our major products, both fertilizer products, one is NP 20-20-013. It's a complex fertilizer under the brand name Factamphos with a capacity of 6.3 lakh tons per annum. And ammonium sulfate, another straight nitrogenous fertilizer having a capacity of 2.25 lakh tons per annum. We also produce a petrochemical product called caprolactam. It's a raw material for making nylon 6. And also we have a biofertilizer plant, smaller capacity, 150 tons capacity. We also trade products like city compost, muriate of potash MOP, and other NPK complexes. Right now, as on January, we have a staff strength of 1,811 employees. And if you see our performance till 1819, we had a lot of issues, both on the physical side and financial performance side. Limited bouquet of products, like we have only two products, ammonium sulfate and NP, and capacity utilization was limited because we were not able to maintain the total capacity and we were operating below 100% capacity, mainly because of working capital issues, then issues relating to raw material availability. Then because of this lower production, we started losing our market because we have been marketing all over South India, all the 5 states of South India, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Andhra, and Telangana. But because of the limited availability of products, we started losing our market, even with a good brand image for our NP product. Then, of course, company had to stop its petrochemical product caprolactam in 2012 due to economics limitations. Then seasonal failures also started affecting our fertilizer marketing in South India. Coming to financial side, of course, turnover we found it very difficult to bring it up above 2,000 crore. And that was not sufficient to cover our fixed costs. So we have been making operating losses continuously. And mainly raw material prices were fluctuating mainly because we are a phosphatic materials like sulfur, rock phosphate, sulfuric acid, phosphoric acid, and ammonia. Of course, LNG also is there. All these prices are highly volatile. Then, along with working capital constraints and interest burden, and as the company was making losses, borrowing was increased and there was high financial cost. And at that time, and okay, this is another just a graphical representation of the difficult situation where we were facing. You can see the left top, it is turnover always below 2,000 crore limit, always starting around 1979 to 1736 and always below 2,000 crore turnover. Coming to production, always the production was in the range of 6 to 8.4 lakh metric tons annually, because our annual total capacity is 8.6. So we were always less than 100%. And that production is not sufficient to cover our total cost, fixed cost. And coming to sales, of course, sales is slightly better than production because we sometimes get some import parcels, other product also. So it was in the range of 7 to 8.7 lakh metric tons. Then profit and loss, that part from operation side, always we were making huge losses, mainly because of all these cumulative effects. And at that time, our new leader joined, CMD Sri Kishore Rungta. He took over charge in February 2019. So he analyzed the situation, and we took it as a challenge, as a project turnaround in 2019 April onwards, this financial year. So we analyzed the situation, and we found that it's only a volume game. So first and foremost thing, we have to maximize your physical performance. Then target operating profit first thing. So with that game pattern in mind, we proposed the following action plan. So first focus was to maximize the capacity utilization. Always we were below 100%. So we kept an internal target of 1 million ton against the 8.6 lakh tons. So almost close to 120% of capacity utilization. We fixed an internal target because we are sure that our technical team on analysis, they submitted that they can be sure of operating that plant at that load, even at 120%, of course, with some support and continuous availability of raw materials. So with that aim, or with that input, we fix the internal target of 1 million tons production and 1 million tons sales. And second focus was focus on efficiency improvement on energy side and consumption ratios. So for this, first thing we did is continuous availability of raw material. We tied up RLNG, LNG for the whole year, so that gas is available continuously, so that we can make ammonia and convert it into fertilizers. Then the management team was tracking production, dispatch, whatever we produce, we just make sure that it is moved to the field at the destination points at almost all the South Indian states at the same time, so that there is no accumulation of stock in the plant. Then there were weekly reviews at divisional level, then fortnightly reviews were there, and at corporate level, we were doing it on a fortnightly and monthly level. So that really worked, started clicking, showing results from the first quarter itself. Then how to address the top line limitations, because of course the production we could improve to considerable amount, but along with that we just want to start trading also, improve the volumes to improve the top line. We started trading of fertilizers, starting with complex fertilizers and MOP. Then third thing is, we had a problem. Sometimes there is a drought or a season failure in South India. We found our product was getting stuck. So we just want to spread our market to pan India. So we started entering into other states also. So we selected 2 states initially, first West Bengal and then Maharashtra. Depending on the preference to our products of ammonium sulfate and NP, that also we started. And of course, along with that, we started debottlenecking and capacity expansion of plants also. Along with that, all small maintenance and renovation activities we did. So with that, we were maximizing physical performance, and we could achieve a very good results in physical performance of production and marketing side. Then for another issue was we were facing was the impact of fluctuating raw material prices. For that, we gone for annual contract for LNG, also signed an MOU with the nearby Kochi refinery, BPCL Kochi refinery, for supply of sulfur. Almost 60% of sulfur we tied up. Then, of course, there was a make or buy decision for intermediates like phosphoric acid and sulfuric acid. And we also were augmenting ammonia production with occasional purchases when the price is low. So that flexibility and that decision also really helped us in curtailing the cost of production. Then marketing limitations were addressed because thing is that because of the low production, we were losing market. So here we started with farmer support activities like soil testing, supporting farmer with the soil analysis, then demonstration plots and seminars for agriculture seminars, something like that. So we started getting our farmers or customers back in South Indian state itself. And along with that, we were entering into West Bengal and Maharashtra markets. Of course, with the help of some other agencies in Maharashtra, it was through RCF, and in West Bengal through HIL marketing part. Then 2021, we are planning for current year. We already planned, or we did in Orissa and Bihar and entering Gujarat. Then capacity expansion, of course, our capacity is limited. So along with that, what company did is, with the approval of government, we did some monetization of land, existing land, and use that money for additional capacity enhancement in our existing plants and increasing the volumes. So along with that, the stopped ammonia caprolactam plant also company is planning to restart. And the results were dramatic. There's a dramatic change in the overall performance during 1920. You can just see, sir, from the table in 1819, or NP, it's one of the product factum force. Production was 6.34. It simply went up to 8.45. There's a 33%, more than one, or almost one third of the capacity enhancement was there. Level increase, production level increase was there. Then ammonium sulfate from 1.42 lakh to 2.21 lakh tons, almost 55% increase. Marketing also, same pattern, same flow. Trend was followed, 6.212 for 34% increase to 8.35. Of course, this slight difference is there in the production sales, because some stock will be there. Ammonium sulfate 1.37 to 2.36, 72% increase in sales. Now turnover, there's a quantum jump of 41% turnover from 1955 to it jumped to 2,770, and loss, of course, we could earn profit from operations of 3.3 crore. That was the most important thing for FACT. These are the major milestones or performance milestones. Fertilizer production increased by 36%. All-time high NP production. NP is one of our products. It was all-time high in the history of FACT to 8.45 lakh tons. Sales increased to 11.2. It's an increase of 45%. Highest ammonium sulfate production of 2.21 in last 19 years. Turnover increased to 2,741%. Profit from operation 3 crore. And we did the trial runs of couple of tons so that the plant can be started with some recruitment and support from government. Then trading, we of course restarted trading, and we traded 27,000 tons of NPK mix and sold it completely. And following the same pattern current year also, market expansion to Maharashtra and West Bengal, and land monetization and utilizing their money for capex projects. Now, this current situation here, you can see that trend, how it's going sharp up. In turnover increase is around 815 crore, 41% increase during the last 1 year. And production around 36%, 2.9 lakh tons increase. And sales increase is almost 3.49 lakh tons, 45%. And profit from operations, that's a major thing. We could make profit from operations. And of course, the sales and the production difference is mainly because sales include the import material also. And of course, along with that, we need to continue the pattern, because it happened in 1920. So we just want to continue the excellent performance during 2021 also. So these are the actions taken. We have already tied up for LNG for the current this year also, and further trying to improve the physical and financial performance with all restrictions of COVID. We are following all COVID protocols. We have even supported government and nearby communities in the fight against COVID. And we still, during the first 3 quarters, we have an all-time high fertilizer production and sales record during the first 3 quarters. We enhanced trading operation from last year 27,000 to 1.3 lakh tons during the first 3 quarters. And we record a half-yearly profit of almost 65 crores from profit for operations. So expanded the market to states of Bihar and Orissa, improved the financial rating, of course, of the company, which really helped. Now, for maintaining the sustainability, we are ensuring, of course, along with that, safety is the most important thing in any chemical plant. So we are ensuring safety of the plant. In between, we have received the Shrestha Suraksha Puraskar for outstanding safety performance in our production divisions. We focus on energy efficiency. Our energy or production unit is certified with ISO 50,000 during the year. We are maintaining good industrial relations and support to employees we are getting. And pan-India operations, of course, as I already mentioned, entering market of Orissa, Bihar, Gujarat, of course, trying to further expand in the coming years, because it really helps us in difficult situation. If there is a season failure in some of the South Indian states, of course, it helps us. Then capacity addition. Of course, we are planning for a new NPK plant with the state-of-art technology. Whatever money we received from the land monetization, we are utilizing for this. All the tenders, it's in the tendering stage. We are already tenders are floated. We are waiting for the response. Maybe next month we will be receiving that responses. Then trading operations, of course, we are focusing MOP, NP, NPK, continuing, and improvements in plant operation. Of course, port operation, we just want to improve the port. One by one, we are improving the coming stages so that we can further improve our efficiency. So we enhanced our ship unloading rates, and especially on solid cargoes, and improved the timing for unloading. Then we are, of course, along with the port, we are trying to reconstruct the berth so that to ensure import of ammonia in the coming years. As a part of Atmanirbhar Bharat, we are planning to restart caprolactam, because with caprolactam, if we FACT also restart caprolactam, the total right now almost 40 to 45% of the total caprolactam requirement in India is import. If we can start it, that import will come down to 6 to 7%. So we have already taken up with ministry, and plant is ready for restart. We are waiting for their clearance. So, respected jury members, industry representatives, with this, I'm concluding my success story under corporate excellence category. As we have already seen, our project turnaround under the leadership of CMD Sri Kishore Rungta, it was a great success during the year 1920, and with considerable improvement in physical and financial performance. And we also focus in optimizing and sustaining the performance of these targets in the coming years also. Current year, of course, we have shown. And last year, there was a top line improvement of almost 40%. And this year, we are further aiming to improve the top line at least by 15 to 20%. Company could register 3 crore profit last year. Of course, current year, we are already reached 65 crore during the first half year. So with that, I conclude my session. Waiting, forum is open for questions, sir. Thank you for the patient hearing.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. It's very heartening. Very heartening. And I can't help but congratulate you.
Thank you, sir.
And Mr. Rungta and you and your team. Especially, it's a very challenging task to get the things from the rotten surface. It's very difficult, very challenging. If something going good, it gets better. But something is not going good, to bring it to good to better is what an exemplary and outstanding work. And it shows your team, your efforts, your commitment, and your organizational mobilization in every area, from marketing to product image building to sellability, and also to impress upon the farmers through your efforts of soil changing and other incentives. See, when you are losing grounds, you now created a foundation now, a strong foundation. So I really can't stop, appreciating your work. I mean, I just wish, not that my wish will make you promote, but if you are on the right track and you will go in a long way and become an example, other such industries who are languishing and looking forward, and take it, encouraging story of success of yours. That's all I can say. Thank you so much. It's a very good job. I think everyone will be proud of, such a sector, fertilizer, which is directly linked to our heart and soul of the land and farmers and the country's economy as a whole. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank
you. Sir, your major raw material is RL.
LNG.
So, was there any dip in the prices from 2018 to 2019, so that impact has come majorly to turn from negative to positive?
Sir, of course, I'll tell you, sir, because we have been operating on naphtha or liquid fuels till 2013. Then we shifted to LNG in 2013. at that time. But even though we shifted, we were not in a position to consume LNG because of the high price. Till 2016, 2014, we were not, we just started and stopped it. Then 15, 16 and 16, 17, we were operating only 3 months on gas. And balance time we tried to import. We have a provision for importing ammonia also, because we use all these gas to make ammonia, and ammonia we use in fertilizer production. So at that time, if after 2016-17, there was a fall in gas prices. At that time, we started using it, and the main thing was that if we depend on imported ammonia, our production volumes will be less. There are a lot of restrictions in port, and our volume which can be imported through Cochin port is limited. With that, we can only operate around 80 to 85% of the capacity. That's why even with slightly increased cost of production, we thought of enhancing the volume by 20 to 30%, so that it will augment the slightly high price of gas, so that my per ton contribution is very high, and so that I can sell it in the different market. So along with that, whenever the price of ammonia was low, I started importing also occasional parcels. Like that, I was managing. Sir. Of course, it really helped us because the price was much lesser than 16-17 last year, 18-19. And 19-20 also, it is low. But right now, if you see, the price is almost double. Right now, the gas price is almost double. Of course, it's volatile. That's why we just want to, may not be able to observe. That's why we've gone for annual contracts. And for next year, of course, we are in a slightly tricky situation. We have to think maybe after 1 or 2 months.
My second question is, sir, that nowadays we are talking about organic manures.
Yes.
And other things.
Yes.
So in that scenario, when the people are moving from, they don't want to use these fertilizers.
Yes.
So what threat do you see for your business? Because everybody wants something natural nowadays.
Right, sir. Sir, I have a PhD in environmental science, and and I've been doing this. So I'll tell you, sir. First thing, we have to see it from two different angles. One thing is, of course, our population is almost crossing 700 crore in the world, and India it is 130 crore. And for survival, we need food. We need food, and but agriculture, and it's mainly coming from agriculture. And agriculture has a linkage with fertilizer, whatever be the type of fertilizer, whether it's organic, whether it's chemical, whether it's biofertilizer, whatever it is, because plants need nutrients, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, whatever it is, we need nutrients. And as the population increases, we started converting all the cultivatable land for building and other purposes and expansion. So right now, the problem world facing is our land for cultivation is coming down like anything. So only option is we need more agricultural output from the available diminishing land. And if you do continuous cropping, what will happen? There will be continuous removal of nutrients from the soil. And continuous removal, main problem is you need to give that much nutrients to the soil. Initially, we were focusing only on nitrogen and phosphorus and potassium. Now we need to think about other micronutrients also. So problem with the organic fertilizer is you need that much huge volumes. It contains only 1 to 2% of the nutrient content. So you need that much huge volume of organic fertilizers. And organic fertilizers, it's a natural process. If you wait for that thing, it will take a lot of time. And also that volume also handling also is a problem. So you need to find FACP, what we used to do is, of course, we are trading and we are selling organic fertilizers also. Last year, we sold around 13,000 tons of organic fertilizers. We marketed along with that. And we have a program called Fertilizer Bus Management Practices. Here, we advise farmers to use a combination of organic and chemical, because plants at the beginning stage, you can mix it with organic, because at that, when the plant is very small, it can absorb along with that. So we analyze the soil, recommend what all type of organic and what all type of our fertilizer they can mix. And the second, as the plant grows bigger, at that time you need more chemical fertilizers, that combination. So we train the farmers, we do demonstration plots, we do spot programs, we do analysis, soil analysis, all these things we do. Of course, we are aware, sir. But the problem is our farmer base is strong, and our sales force almost 200 qualified sales force. All our distributors in South India, they are with farmers. and they do all this study and all these training programs. Of course, we are aware that we cannot survive with but here the main problem is over usage of fertilizers.
Right.
That we are advising them, over usage. If you apply a lot of chemical fertilizers, it will damage the soil. That also we are making them aware. Sir.
Yeah, I was so overwhelmed with your success story.
Sir.
Could not focus on certain issues that were lingering in mind, which are of critical nature, which Mr. Surender has reflected.
Right.
Now, since we are entering in a dynamic mode of in the science and technology, where we will produce things which are required,
yes.
But watchfully we produce such things which reduced reduce the risk part in terms of hazards.
Right.
So in your RD, your chemical processing of the fertilizers, how
yes.
much is that you can, in the due course of time, put an R&D, so that the worrisome factor Mr. Surendra Singh has reflected, that organic fertilizer will be used, but in a scale that is required, it's not possible in terms of demand and supply.
Yes.
So in that situation, are we in a position to produce such fertilizer products which has lesser hazard and environmental friendly and more sustainable? Are we heading towards that?
So right, sir. Right now, what we are doing is that we have an R&D group, and 2 years back we developed a product called PROM. It's a phosphate-rich organic manure. Of course, we are not manufacturing or producing organic fertilizer. What we used to do is we get it from the municipal solid waste treatment plants, certified product we take, because that's a government initiative. Because all these municipal solid waste, it is treated in different plants, and somebody has to market it. So we test it and market it under a brand name. So that is one way. Then along with that, what we did is we just want to enhance it. We enhance the nutrient content. Main problem limitation with this organic fertilizer is it's only 1 to 2% nutrient content, and the volume required is very high. So we did a study and we initiated one product called the PROM, phosphate-rich organic manure, and it was marketed. So it just started. It's in the initial stage only, but a few tons we have marketed, and it's under the market study right now. And along with that, we have our R&D department right now. What they are mainly doing is they are doing the some biofertilizer part. They are doing our biofertilizer plant. It's microorganisms. It is handled by the R&D wing. Along with that, they are also right now we are focusing on how to enrich our product with micronutrients. Right now, what we found is that many of the soil part in South Indian are deficient in different micronutrients, which farmers are not aware. So if one of the micronutrient quantity in the soil is low, the other major nutrient what we apply may not be absorbed by the plant. So soil we analyze and see how micronutrients can be added safely to the product. That also our team is doing. Sir.
Yeah. As naive as could I sound now, I can reflect upon that. You see, I am from agricultural family.
Sir.
So I recall I'm from the coastal Andhra, northern Andhra.
Sir.
You remember we used to discourage fertilizer utilization, saying that, you see, my land will become dependent on this, and whatever little nutrient left in the land, not only it will be destroyed by the chemicals that's come, but also it will become what they call it's like bribery, or we should bribe the land all the time with fertilizers. So that was one syndrome they gone through. But now the compulsion of increasing yielding has come to such a stage, especially post Green Revolution, yes, that we were ready to take chances, come what may, but produce more. Yes. Now the stage has come, which Mr. Surendra Singh has said, that, you see, we are reverting back to the tradition, but the tradition we are going back in assessed merit, not because we were romanticizing it. But if we can synthesize and somehow mix this thing, your progressive science and unknown science which traditionally existed. So that could go a long way, I guess. with that
Yes.
note,
We need to optimize organic and inorganic.
Sure.
ah,
Right.
Excellent person. Good person.
good. Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation,
team.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
Convey my congratulations to Mr. Nukta
Sure,
on my
sir.
business. Okay, thanks.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Wonderful.
So-
And your presentation was excellent as well.
Good person.
Okay, Surendra साहब चलें या रुकें?
Yes, sir, you can leave if you want. All the presentations are done.
डन क्या ना सुरेंद्र साहब और मैं कहीं मिलके चाय पीते हैं ना
Sure, sir. Sure, sir.
हाँ कितना दिन हो गया प्लानिंग कमीशन में तो बैठ के रूम में मिलते थे रहते
Sir, now COVID is over. I think Scotch will convene a meeting where we can meet again.
Definitely, sir. Very soon.
अरे फ्रेंड्स के लिए क्या कोविड है सर हम मिल जाते हैं इनका
So, okay, sir. Anytime, sir, you call me up. I'll be there, sir.
sure let's meet here it's been a long time okay